Multiple media reports out of Quebec tonight reporting that province is set to announce they're going into a hard lockdown this Saturday, and it could include curfews. Naturally, the question here in Ontario, where cases continue to climb day after day as well, should we follow suit? This is what Premier Ford had to say to City News after we asked him earlier today.
Everything's on the table, but let's see where the numbers go. I'll have a discussion over the next day or so with Premier Legault.
A much different answer from Premier Ford today compared to what he told City News when we asked him just days before Christmas about his thoughts on a hard lockdown.
I've never believed in the police state. I don't believe in going there, and I saw some draconian measures in Australia.
As we have seen since March, week to week, the government is really not sure what it's going to do next. And that's because it's managing COVID not like a public health problem, but like a political problem. What's the least that we could do to make people angry? How can we not lose too many votes with the next decision we need to make?
Currently in Quebec, there's more than 2,500 COVID cases per 100,000 residents. In Ontario, the number is a little more than 1,300 per 100,000. Infection control epidemiologist Professor Colin Furness believes that a hard lockdown in Ontario may be inevitable, though he isn't a fan of the idea. He believes there's another way, though it would mean blanket testing in local neighborhoods across the province where COVID cases are highest.
We're going to go door to door and we're going to offer testing. We're going to go door to door, offer testing, offer to pay people to get tested. And if they get tested positive, we give them a hotel room and we buy groceries for the family and we pay them for their lost wages. And if we did that door to door in a very targeted way, I think that would be cheaper and more effective and more constructive.
Furness notes that this would take a well-planned testing rollout, something he believes public health has failed to deliver.
The fact that we opened schools and didn't test in schools tells you that the province does not have a testing strategy.
Throughout
this pandemic, we have supported the provinces in the difficult choices they must make, and we will continue to do so. I know that that's not what people want to hear.
The news out of Quebec broke earlier today with both La Presse and the Gazette reporting that a hard lockdown, including curfews, the halting of construction and manufacturing, is expected to be announced tomorrow. As of Christmas Day, Quebec put in place the strictest lockdown measures it's had since the spring, with only businesses selling essential goods allowed to stay open. Most of Quebec's elementary and high schools have been closed since December 17th. The closures were originally set to end next Monday.
If we had been more disciplined and more proactive in September, we should have closed restaurants the same day we opened schools. And I'm on the record saying that at the time. If you're going to put coins on this risk pile, you've got to put some coins on the safety pile. So sure, we may get to the point where all we can do is lock people up. But if we do that, that represents a failure to manage.
So do you think Ontario should follow Quebec's move? Here's a taste of what some of our viewers had to say when we posed that question on social media earlier. Susie Stronach wrote on Twitter, "Yep, do it properly for less time and get it over with, not this long, drawn-out half lockdown." And Melissa Rogers wrote, "Absolutely not. It's evident lockdowns don't work. What's a curfew going to do in a positive way when everything is closed anyways?" And on Facebook, Susan Short wrote, "If they had done this to begin with, just maybe it would have been better than all these half measures they put in place." Krista O'Neill commenting, "Come on, we need to get back to business. 9 months of operating a small pub, not one case traced back to us." And Elaine Castleman wrote, "The sooner we lock everything down, the sooner we can get back to some kind of normalcy." Now, Premier Legault in Quebec is expected to make that announcement in his province tomorrow afternoon at 5 p.m.